Episode 20, Great Disaster, Greater Reckoning. At the cave where Bao stood unweighted, the sky had gone completely dark. Master Luong and Tuok had still not returned. Old Zhong's condition was worsening. The enchanted incense had long since worn off, but old Zhong had not woken. From the moment they had carried him to this place, he had remained in his deep sleep, and now his body was burning with fever, trembling with chills, soaked in sweat. The bruising from the viper's bite had spread across nearly the whole of his arm and was now creeping toward his neck and shoulder blades. His breathing was ragged and thin. According to Thuok, the place where he had found the herb was not far, but the two had been gone for a long time, and there was no sign of them. Bao had never in his life felt as useless as he did in that hour. Impatient, afraid. Watching old Zhong grow weaker with every breath and unable to do a single thing about it, he stood in the cave mouth and stared into the dark trees and waited. And then, at last, Master Luong and Tuok returned. Their faces were streaked with forest soil, their hands and feet black with earth. Bao ran out to meet them. "How is old Jian?" Master Luong asked immediately. "Not good. The bruising is spreading. His breathing is getting weaker. It's all right that he's still alive." Master Luong said, "Don't worry anymore. We have found what we need. There's no time. Do exactly what I say, both of you." He handed the 7-leaf one-flower plant to Bao. "Pound this, the whole plant, stem, leaves, and flower together. Get as much pulp as you can. When you have it, bring it inside to me." He handed a freshly dug tuber to Tuok. "Wash this thoroughly and bring it to me inside." Then Master Luong went in to check on old Zheng. Just as Bao had said, the bruising had already reached the neck. If it continued at this rate, old Zheng would not last until morning, not even until midnight. The 7-leaf one-flower had been found just in time. Master Luong pressed a damp cloth to old Zheng's forehead and said quietly to the sleeping man, "His body has carried him this far because it is exceptional. A normal person would have died hours ago. Just a little more. Hold on a little longer. It seems God has not been entirely unkind to him." Tuok brought the washed tuber. Bo brought the pounded pulp in a bamboo tube that old Zon had cut the previous day for drinking. Master Luong opened his bag. He took out his small stone mortar, cut 3 thin slices of the 7-leaf one-flower tuber, and placed them inside. Then added 2 medicinal herbs he had carried with him all along. Herbs to neutralize the mild toxicity of the plant itself. He handed the mortar to Thuok. "Pound the contents gently. Then add a little hot water until the mortar is nearly full." While Tuok prepared the medicine, Master Luong carefully peeled back the bandage from old Zhong's hand. What lay beneath was dark and swollen, the 2 tooth marks of the viper still weeping thin threads of blood. Master Luong took a pinch of the pounded leaf pulp on his fingertips and pressed it gently against the wound. This will draw the poison out of his body. The poultice must be changed every 30 minutes. At the same time, drinking the tuber juice will work from inside. Inside and outside together, the toxin will be eliminated. Tuok finished preparing the medicine. Master Luong tilted old Zhong's head slightly and gave him the ginseng juice to drink. They waited. After the first half hour, Bao and Tuok crouched over old Zhang in silent tension. The poultice had changed color, from deep green to pitch black, then dried and curled at the edges. Master Luong peeled it away, prepared fresh pulp, and applied it again to the bite wound. Even with the naked eye, the change was visible. The bruising that had crept to his neck had faded. Old Zhang's fever had broken slightly. He was sweating less. Master Luong explained as he worked. Every part of this plant, flower, leaf, stem, and especially the tuber, carries powerful antidote properties. However, 7-leaf, 1-flower is itself mildly toxic. That is why I added the other 2 herbs when preparing the medicine to drink. The poultice you just saw, what turned it black, was the poison being drawn out of old Zheng's body. Apply this 3 more times, and the snake venom will be completely cleared. Tuox stared at the blackened residue. Is there really a plant like this in the world? Master Luong smiled. There is. 7-leaf, 1-flower can neutralize not only viper venom. With the right preparation, it can address even poison ghoul worm. Though treating ghoul worm requires many more herbs and a much more complex preparation. For snake venom alone, this plant and a little acupuncture is sufficient. At that moment, from Bao's direction came a low, embarrassed rumble. Growl, growl. The tension had passed and the body remembered hunger. All 3 of them had eaten almost nothing since the previous night. Tuox scratched the back of his head and ears and smiled sheepishly. I'll go cook some rice. Hey. Master Luong nodded. Bao moved to cook something for old Sheng as well, but Master Luong stopped him. Not for old Sheng, not yet. But he hasn't eaten anything, just water. He'll have no strength. Master Luong reached into his pocket and produced a small pale yellow tuber, slightly rough to the touch, with a few thin needle-like branches growing from its surface. He said, the reason Tuok and I came home late is because of this. Puk Lin Tian Ginseng, a miraculous medicine for rebuilding strength. The tuber we found is small, but it will be more than enough for all 4 of us, old Zheng included. Bo stared at the thing on Master Luong's hand. He wouldn't have known it was a mushroom if Master Luong hadn't told him. Fuchs, Lin, thin mushroom grows only on the tops of ancient trees of the pine family, spruce trees, to be precise. That is why it is so rare. It can only be found in forests that are hundreds of years old, some thousands. Very few people alive even know this mushroom exists. It's not strange at all that you've never seen one. He called Tuok over and said, put 3 thin slices of this ginseng into 3 bamboo tubes, add hot water, and let it steep like tea. We drink it after we eat. Bao asked. And old Zhen? Everyone will have a shore. For old Zheng, I'll let him absorb it in a different way later, once the toxin has reduced a little further. Ha ha ha. In great disaster without death. We still find rare medicine. It seems this journey, for us, has been a blessing in spite of everything. But do not lower your guard. I believe Mo Chok is actively hunting us right now. When the formation was broken, he felt it. He will not leave it alone. The moment old Zhang can move safely, we must set out. Bao frowned. If that's true, wouldn't his people have already found us by now? This place isn't far from where we camped. Mochuk has lived in this forest for decades. You're right, Master Luong said. We're in the heart of his lair, but that was when the formation still stood. Through the formation, he could use spiritual power to sense intrusions and disturbances. Let me explain it clearly. The Four Waters formation draws its strength from the combination of the five elements, along with the soul suppression technique embedded within it. Knowing this, I created the Life Exchange Talisman, a talisman that itself gathers all five elements and is enchanted. When we entered the formation, the talisman acted as a blind, something that matched the same elemental signature as the formation itself. Mo Chok could not sense our presence because our talisman reflected back the same characteristics as his formation. We were invisible to him. Then I freed the soul he had suppressed at the gate we passed through. That was the killing blow. One gate breaks, the formation becomes useless. The barrier dissolves from that point outward. And losing his formation means Mochok has lost the spiritual power that let him control and monitor the entire forest. Finding us is no longer a simple matter for him. Most likely, his people have already fallen into the trap I laid before we moved. Bao sat up straight. Trap? What trap? When did you set it? I didn't see anything. He stopped. Thought, wait, is it the time to walk slashed at the bushes and a different direction? Master Luong nodded. That was it. I asked to walk to create a false trail, a few marks, a direction to draw anyone following us astray. Simple. But if they fell for it, we gained time. In the dark forest, a figure sat down heavily in the undergrowth and grabbed his own head with both hands. Kuong rolled sideways, even striking his head against a tree trunk, because the pain erupting inside his skull was beyond bearing. Mo Chok's voice tore through his mind. Damn it all, a full day, and you still haven't found them. Useless wretch. It hurts. It hurts so much. Master, forgive me. I will find them. In the mist village, inside the wooden house behind Mochok's residence, Mochok sat in his black chair with his four guardians gathered around him. He looked exhausted, his face drawn, his breathing labored in a way that the four had not seen before. Bafo asked quickly, Master, what's wrong? You don't look well. Mochok raised a hand. I'm fine. Maintaining a split soul to control Kuong at a distance is costly. My strength is affected. Beyond that, the formation being broken is taking its own toll on me. But there is only one more day. Tomorrow night, no one will be able to stop us. When that moment comes, our wish will be fulfilled. Those who abandoned us and drove us out long ago, I will make their descendants live in terror and despair for the rest of their days. He trailed off, then said sharply, I keep absolute watch on everyone in the village. Anyone who disobeys, kill without mercy. Lada said, you may rest easy. Everything is in order. The sacrifices are secured and guarded. No one can contact their families. Mochok's laughter rose in the wooden room, savage, unhurried. He. Good, very good. But don't waste them. I still need a great deal of blood for the rebirth of the spirit. He. Deep in a hidden cave below the compound. Behind walls fitted with concealed locks, a small girl lay in a golden cradle. She was beautiful, rosy, delicate, seemingly asleep. And then she opened her eyes. They were the color of blood. She smiled. From between her lips, two small fangs began to push through. Hi, 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 hi. 7-leaf wallflower. After only a few hours of continuous poultice changes and tuber juice drinking, the snake venom in old Shang's body had been almost entirely neutralized. Master Luong had also given old Zhang Puklin Tian Ginseng to absorb, and the results were visible almost immediately, his physical condition recovering with a speed that surprised even Master Luong. By early morning, old Zhang was able to open his eyes. To let him rest a little more, Master Luong used enchanting incense once more and eased him back into a deep sleep. The remaining three, Master Luong, Bao, and Tuak, took turns keeping watch. Everyone understood, without being told, that danger could come at any moment. In the quiet hours before dawn, Bao woke and found Master Luong sitting at the mouth of the cave, awake, turning something over in his mind. Bao went and sat beside him. Go to sleep, teacher. I'll take watch. I'm all right. I napped a little earlier, and there are a few things I need to go over. Even if I lay down, I couldn't sleep now. Bao was quiet for a moment, then said, You've worked so hard. I'm fortunate to have you here. Master Luong replied, Everyone has worked hard. You and Thuok pushed yourselves to the edge to get old Jung here safely. Without the two of you, none of this would have been possible. Don't think too much about what's behind us. It's only the beginning. There is still much ahead that none of us can see. But through this, the two of us must look at ourselves clearly. Bao understood what he meant. He had broken down out there, lost his temper, nearly collapsed. He looked at old Zhang lying inside the cave and said, How long before he fully recovers? It depends on his condition, but I don't think it will take too long. Old Zhang is a formidable old man. Ha 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 ha. Even while he was still half conscious, he was already thinking about getting back on the road. That's why I put him back to sleep. A bit risky, I know. Mochok's people could arrive at any moment, but he needed rest. Is the world of spirits and witchcraft really that dangerous? Master Luong added a piece of dry wood to the fire. The shadows moved on the cave wall. Spirituality and witchcraft are not evil in themselves. Only people made them evil. When people approach the spirit world with sincerity, when gods and Buddhas teach people to live with kindness and a clear mind, life becomes lighter, better. But there are also those who hide in the shadow of religion to cheat and manipulate, who buy gods and sell saints for profit, who leave behind them hatred and suspicion. The same is true of witchcraft. There are those who use their knowledge to heal and save lives, and there are those who use it to harm, who accumulate power through dark means, who fall deeper and deeper into black magic until they no longer realize they've become something worse than human. Such magicians are the most dangerous of all. They do not see other lives as lives. They see only their own desires, their own hunger for power. The greater that power grows, the harder it becomes to control. Bao said, Until I met you, I believed only on what science could prove, only in what I could see and hear. Everything has changed since then. There are so many things in this world I had never imagined. I've never said it aloud, but I have always been grateful to you for bringing me here so that I could see Luong again. Master Luong nodded. Fate finds its own way. Everything in the world has a thread of destiny woven through it. I was only the messenger. The fact that you said these words means you have already made peace with your heart. Whatever happens here, try to come back alive. Boo bowed his head. He took the opportunity of the remaining darkness to cook some food. The night passed without incident. The forest was quiet. In the gray of early dawn, the silence inside the cave was broken by a sharp sound. Crack, crack. Huh? Ha ha ha. You people are trying to finish me off, aren't you? It was old Zhang. He had snapped the splints off with his bare hands, the careful framework of branches breaking apart as though made of straw. He blinked in the firelight, standing, looking down at his own body with mild affront. Master Luong looked at him and laughed. Looking at him now, no one would ever believe that yesterday he almost went to meet the King of Hell. Bao had woken at the sound. He saw old Jun standing there, tall, solid, upright, and had to turn his face away so no one would see him cry. He turned quickly and pressed the back of his hand to his eyes. Old Zhang looked at each of them in turn. He said, even though I was unconscious, I could hear what people were saying. Thank you, all of you. You saved my life. From this moment, my life belongs to everyone here. Tuok stretched himself awake, yawning. Master Luong pointed at him and said, the one with the greatest contribution is Tuok. If he hadn't found that medicinal plant, I wouldn't have known how to save him. Old Zhang went still. From the beginning, he had kept a wary eye on Tuok, could not quite shake the images from that chaotic dream. But now, understanding that this man he had been quietly mistrusting had carried him through the forest, had found the plant that saved his life, he felt the weight of it. Before he could find the right words, Tuok jumped up, threw himself at old Zhang's chest, and then hopped back down, grinning. He's alive. He looks even stronger than before. He almost made me cry. The stubborn old man. Old Zhang turned, and without warning or announcement, he reached out and pulled Tuok into a firm embrace. Thank you. Tuok went rigid with surprise. Then he laughed, uncertain and warm. Master Luong watched with satisfaction. It was true that disaster carries its own gifts. Through the ordeal of old Zhang's snakebite, the suspicion and distance that had been quietly dividing the group had been dissolved. This mattered more than any talisman or herb. The opponents were greater in number and more vicious in method. One fracture in this group, one seed of doubt, and more chalk would swallow them whole. Ha ha ha, Master Luong said. That smell, that feeling, it's enough. Come sit down and eat something. Now that old Zhang is recovering, I have a few things to say to everyone. Our journey is truly beginning now. After they ate, Master Luong brewed tea from the Fuk Lin Tian Gensen for everyone. Old Zhang almost laughed out loud. It's remarkable. Drinking this, your mind clears immediately and your body feels stronger than before I was even bitten. That explains the speed of my recovery. Bo and Tuok agreed. The fatigue of days had lifted, replaced by a clean, steady energy. Then Master Luong set aside the cup and and began to speak with purpose. All of last night, Bao and I studied the maps and records of this mountainous region from decades ago. Everyone already knows that Mo Chok's formation has been resolved. With old Xing's physical ability and Bao's expertise in reading terrain and geology, reaching the foot of Mount Ubo is within our ability. The Mist village will be somewhere around that foot. Getting there is one thing. Finding it is another. Old Zheng asked, why is that? A village always leaves traces, signs of habitation, of human life. I can find those. You're not wrong, Master Luong said. That would be true of an ordinary village. But the Mist village is not ordinary. I can say with certainty so that Mo Chuk has created a barrier to conceal the existence of that village from the outside world. Combined with the year-round fog over that area, along with the spiritual power Mo Chuk pours into that barrier, the Mist village exists almost as a legend. There are no traces for ordinary eyes to follow. Then what do we do? Bao asked. Isn't the key already standing right here? Master Luong looked at Bao and Tuak. Both of them pointed at themselves, said at the same time, Us? Master Luong smiled. Ha ha ha. Exactly. Let me explain. Bao, you have never entered that village, but once Swang led you out of that strange forest. You may not remember it clearly now, but I believe that when we reach the foot of Mount Ubo, you will begin to feel something familiar, a pull, a recognition in the body rather than the mind. As for Tuok, he not only entered the Mist village, he lived there for a time before Swang's spirit saved him and helped him leave. Even though he was no longer fully conscious during that period, when he left, he retained fragmentary memories, traces embedded deeper than thought. I tested this on the road here. Even when Tuak said he didn't remember clearly, he still had vague impressions of Darut. That's because Swang's ghost, while inhabiting him, absorbed those memories and left them behind. Both of you are keys to finding that village. The only question now is whether our Quan Nam Tien Tu, the thousand-eyed bodhisattva, who sees clearly into the human world, will show us the way. He paused. It is not an accident that two young men with the same birth date stand together in this same place. It is not an accident that a girl with a destiny entwined with theirs walked beside both of them. Everything comes down to one word. He looked at them both. Fate. Howl, howl, whoosh, whoosh. Cries of wild birds echoed across the vast canopy. Master Luong's group of four left the cave at first light. After more than a full day lying flat in the cave, Old Zhen seemed stronger than ever, and the work of clearing a path through the brush went smoothly. Bao's geological knowledge was also coming into his own. His experience in the forest combined with his scientific understanding in a way that felt almost seamless. The two things fitted together perfectly, like something he had been preparing for without knowing it. After more than 2 hours of walking, Master Luong called a halt to rest. Tuaksh sat down and reached for his water container and found it nearly empty. The washing of old Zhong's wound, the cooking, the tea brewed from the Puk Lin Tien Ginseng, it had all depleted their supply. He gave the last of it to Master Luong and said, Teacher, drink this. Master Luong understood. Almost out, aren't we? I'm not thirsty. Anyone who needs it should drink. Old Zheng got to his feet. Don't worry about water. Let me take care of it. Bao looked around at the dense forest. Where? There's no stream or water source anywhere here. Old Zheng smiled. That's why you have me. Someone carry a container and come along. Tuak followed Old Zheng as he led them to a large stand of bamboo, clearly his target all along. Up close, each bamboo stem was as thick as a man's ankle, tall and straight. Old Zheng chose a stem close to the root, told Tuak to brace it, and with 2 quick strokes of his dagger, severed it from the ground. He began cutting the stalk into sections. As soon as his blade opened each node, clean water spilled out. He handed a cut section to Tuak. Drink. Tuak stared at the water sitting in the bamboo tube. Then Old Zheng nodded and Tuak drank, and his eyes went wide. Drink more and pass some to Master Luong. Cutting this one stalk will give us enough water for 2 days. Old Zheng continued down the stalk. He had been right. There was a surprising amount of water sealed inside. Tuak said, the taste is a little strange, fragrant, like the bamboo itself. I think I've had water like this before. Old Zheng smiled. Your friend probably collected water this way for the whole group back then. A man with real forest skills. Not surprising. This is how people of the deep mountains get drinking water when there is no stream. Bao watched Old Zheng cutting and said, but do we really need to cut down all these large bamboo trees? I feel sorry for them. Old Zheng looked up. Survival comes first. What are a few bamboo stalks? Bao shook his head. If it's just water we need, there's another way. Instead of cutting the whole stalk down, punch a hole through each node. The water will still flow out without wasting effort, and the tree itself doesn't have to die. They roll a bamboo leaf into a tube, insert it into the hole, and let the water flow directly into the bottle. He did it as he spoke, pressing his knife carefully through the joint until water began to trickle steadily out, then inserting a leaf tube to direct the flow. Old Zheng watched it with open surprise. When the first tube ran dry, Bao punched a hole in the next one. Old Zheng scratched his head. Ha ha ha. I have to say, that way is better. Ha ha ha. They returned to Master Luong, who was bent over a collection of old records and maps, estimating the size of the forest and calculating their position relative to Mount Ubo. Bao helped with the calculations, and after a time, Master Luong said, at this pace, we will reach the foot of Mount Ubo tomorrow. Old Zheng frowned. That fast? I remember it taking 5 days last time. Because last time, you were following the long way around, going against the current of the terrain. We're heading straight in. It makes sense the time would be shorter. Bao said, you're genuinely remarkable, teacher. Your calculations alone are no less accurate than my geology knowledge, and the terrain confirms it. We've covered nearly 2/3 of the distance. The changes in the ecosystem, the shifts in the soil and rock strata, all of it tells me we're rising toward Mount Yubu. If we rest now and continue, we should reach the foot around noon tomorrow. Master Luong turned to Old Zheng. You are the most experienced person here. On the way, I want you to try to determine where waterfalls appear near the foot of the mountain. Tuak went quiet. He looked at the ground and said, near the waterfall, that's where I lost one of my friends. The same group, the same journey nearly 2 years ago. They rested, then continued. And behind them, unseen, unhurried, Luong found the location of the cave where the 4 of them had slept. Master Luong had been careful before leaving. He had erased every trace of their presence that he could. But unlike the first time, the enemy was no longer fooled. Mo Chok's cunning, combined with his intimate knowledge of every corner of this forest, and Luong's preternatural trekking ability, all of it had begun to close the distance. Luong crouched over the clear stones and said aloud, though he was alone, "They went this way, and it wasn't just one of them." Mo Chok's voice rang inside his skull. "Just as I thought. They're going deeper. Their purpose is too clear. Somehow, they know about me. They're searching for me. Find them. Kill them all. He. With my help, you will become a bloodthirsty demon." Luong replied, "I obey." He rose and threw himself into the undergrowth. Mo Chok was right about one thing. Luong had no more fear, no conscience. He moved through the forest with speed and agility that belonged to a different kind of creature entirely. Quick, tireless, something between a man and a wild animal. His eyes flashed red through the leaves. He had been given a purpose. Everyone he met on this path was to be killed. At dusk, Old Zing found a clearing and set up the tent. On the way, they had been lucky. He had found an underground stream surfacing through the rocks. The deeper they traveled, the wilder and more untouched everything became. Around the fire that night, Puwak was quiet for a long time, remembering. At that first expedition, his group had been much like this one, moving, camping, trusting each other. One by one, they had been taken. He was the only one who had come out. He still wanted to believe, somewhere in himself, that perhaps not all of them were gone. He said, "If they were all killed, I will spend wherever is left of my life making Mo Chok pay." Not far away, in a cluster of trees dark as the inside of a sealed jar, something moved. A pair of red eyes caught the firelight for just a moment in the darkness, then were still. "There they are." The hour was not late. Master Luong looked round the fire and said, "Everyone go to sleep. I'll take the first watch." All 3 replied immediately, "That won't do. Let me take it." None of them would give in to the other. In the end, they agreed on the same arrangement as the cave, rotating shifts, everyone sleeping and watching in turns. And Old Jung was first, because Old Jung would not hear of anything else. He looked at each of them as if daring them to argue, and no one did. Everyone understood. He was repaying the time he had spent unconscious while they cared for him. It was his way of holding vigil. The other 3 went into the tent. Old Jun sat outside near the fire and laid out his weapons, knife, bow, crossbow, arrows. He checked each one in turn, quietly and methodically. Now and then, he raised the crossbow and aimed into the darkness ahead, listening. He had barely survived a viper's bite yesterday. That fact had not made him careless. If anything, it had made him more still. Not far away, hidden in the undergrowth, Luong crouched and watched. He moved like a hunting animal in the night, patient and utterly quiet. Through Luong's eyes, Mo Chok saw everything. And inside Luong's skull, Mo Chok's voice was careful, unhurried. "Not now. Wait until they sleep. Your target is the old man with the gray beard. kill him at any cost. In Mo Chok's compound, it was near midnight. He and his 4 guardians were gathered in the secret wooden house. Luong asked, "Who are these people, master?" "I don't know for certain yet, but all 4 are coming directly for this village, intending to destroy what we have built. Among them is an extremely dangerous man, the one who broke my formation and freed the soul I had sealed at the entrance gate." He paused, and something cold moved across his face. "Don't come early, don't come late. Why do they appear now, at this exact moment, of all moments? It infuriates me," Madok said, "but this village is in an extremely secret location. Without having lived here before, it would be nearly impossible to find a way in." Mo Chok's bony hand tightened on the snake-head staff. He gritted his teeth. "But among those 4, there is one who lived in this village for a time. You all told me he died, that he fell from a cliff. The 4 guardians, Longta, Madok, Bafo, Lada, all stopped breathing at the same moment. One by one, they sank to their knees, heads down, not daring to look at him. Master, spare us." The story. Everyone in the room expected Mo Chok's rage to fall on them. Instead, he was calm. He said, "Your crime is considerable, but there are still important things to be done, and I cannot deal with this now. Besides, I could not have imagined that someone infected with the poison ghoul worm could survive after leaving this village. Even without the cliff story, I would have believed it impossible for them to survive the worm." Bafo asked from the floor, "Then why are they still alive?" Mo Chok waved his hand. They stood. "Because of the person with them. He was able to break my formation. Dissolving a ghoul worm would be trivial to someone with that level of ability. What I cannot understand is where he came from. He is young, barely a junior to me in age, and yet I have no memory of him. Why has a man like this traveled all this way to find me?" Cough, cough, cough. Mo Chok doubled forward, a dry, racking cough shaking his frame. The 4 guardians rushed to his side. It took a moment before he stilled and waved them back. Separating part of my soul to control Luong is costing me more than I expected. Combined with the approaching full moon, my strength is diminished, but there is only one more day. Tomorrow night, nothing will stop us. When that moment comes, our wish will be fulfilled. Those who cast us out and hunted us like criminals, I will see their descendants drown in fear and despair until the end of their days." He quieted. "Keep the strictest watch on the village. No exceptions." The 4 guards shouted in unison, "Amana ka! Amana ka! Amana ka!" Mo Chok's savage laughter filled the wooden house. Deep in the caves below the compound, in a chamber fitted with secret locks, a small girl lay in a golden cradle. Rosy skin, delicate features, seemingly sleeping. She opened her eyes, blood red. She smiled. 2 small fangs pressed through. "Hi, hi, 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 hi." By 4 in the morning, the night had grown very cold. Mist had settled thick over the forest. And Tuak woke to find the fire still flickering outside the tent. He realized he had never been shaken for his shift. He stepped out. Old Jing was sitting alone, feeding wood into the fire, keeping it burning to warm the others inside. Looking at the nearly spent pile of firewood, Tuak said, "Old Jing, why are you still here? Didn't anyone take over for you? Old Zhang put a finger to his lips, then whispered, "Keep quiet, so the others can sleep. I didn't call them. I've slept enough these past 2 days. But why are you awake?" Tuak sat down. "I had a dream. One of my close friends. A dream he was still alive. But every time I got close to him, he disappeared." Old Zheng looked at him and said nothing for a moment. Then, "One of the friends who came into this forest with you before?" Tuak nodded slightly. Then he said, "Go rest, I'm here." Old Zheng heard the tone in it, that particular quietness, and understood. He went into the tent and left Tuak to the fire. Tuak sat looking at the flames. After a while, he said very quietly to himself, "Kuon, I hope you're as lucky as me. Don't die," the owl calls. The insects, the popping of the fire, the soft sound of the wind, and the characteristic mist of this mountain forest, everything together made the scene feel like something suspended between the living and the dead. In the undergrowth, the silent predator had been watching, waiting. The opportunity he had been denied earlier had finally come. Tuak was sitting alone now. Mochok's voice moved through Kuong's mind like a blade. "Kill him. Go." The weight of his grief had bent Tuak forward, head down, shoulders heavy. He was blaming himself for everyone, for everything. "Sniff, sniff, everyone. I'm sorry. What should I do?" He never heard the approach. Behind him, a dark shape rose in silence. A knife raised high in both hands, pointed straight down. Then a voice shouted, "Tuak, look out." Tuak had not yet understood what was happening when something grabbed him and yanked him bodily into the tent. "Thud." The knife drove straight into the ground where he had been sitting. The whole tent shook with the impact. Master Luong and Bao were already on their feet. Before anyone could speak, Old Zhang's voice came loud and clear from outside. "We're under attack." He charged out into the dark. The forest was black in every direction. The insects kept chirping. The fire was still burning, but the attacker had used the dark and the chaos to vanish. Tuak, still shaken, asked, "What happened? What just—" Old Zhang stood outside with his crossbow raised, turning slowly, scanning every shadow. "You nearly lost your head. I caught you just in time and got you inside." Tuak looked at the ground, at the deep trench carved into the earth where he had been sitting, the cut still fresh. Bao grabbed a piece of firewood, holding it like a weapon. "Is this Mo Chok's doing? How many are there?" "One," Old Zing said. "At least only one shadow on the tent. They're still close." He was right. After the failed first attempt, the attacker had retreated and gone still. But Old Zheng had made the same mistake as the others. He had been watching the ground and the surrounding trees. He had forgotten to look up. Above them, hidden in the branches directly overhead, the killer sent by Mo Chok sat in perfect stillness among the foliage. He had been waiting for this. He had already identified his real target. When everyone's attention finally pulled away from the canopy, he moved, both hands gripping the knife. He dropped from the branch like a stone, aimed straight at Master Luong. He grinned as he fell. He, die. But before he reached the ground, he hit an obstacle he had not expected. Old Jing had moved. Without a word, without appearing to notice. Old Sheng had quietly shifted places with Master Luong during the confusion. Now, with the crossbow loaded and leveled, Old Sheng fired the moment the figure cleared the branches. Everything happened in an instant. Bang! The bolt struck, but it did not drop him. With the momentum of his fall still carrying him, the attacker swung his knife in a wide arc. Old Zhong ducked, but not completely. The blade opened a long cut across his arm. Blood ran down. Third. The man hit the ground and lay still. The arrow had gone through his shoulder blade. It was still there. Bao rushed to Old Zin. "You're bleeding. How bad is it?" "Just skin. I'm fine." "What about him?" "He's not moving. I think he's dead." Tuok asked. "Could there really be only one?" "Why only one?" Master Luong said. "I believe so. If there were more, they would have struck already. There's no reason to wait." Old Jen agreed. Even one had been enough to push them to the edge of disaster. Then Tuok moved closer to look at the fallen man's face. He stopped. Something about the body, even lying face down, was familiar. A deep, formless recognition. Tuok swallowed. He stepped closer. His voice trembled. No, can't be. No, that's..." Old Zheng was being bandaged by Master Luong and Bao, but he was watching Tuok, and then he noticed it, a faint, almost imperceptible motion from the body on the ground. Not dead, and Tuok was frozen in place. Old Zheng moved immediately. His hands seized Tuok's shirts and yanked him backwards, just as the hand shot up from the ground, knife thrusting straight at the space where Tuok had been standing. 2 lives saved for Tuok in a single night by the same man. The attacker rose, slowly, deliberately. His voice came out as a low grind of breath and teeth. "Damn old man, it's him again." He reached up with one hand and wrapped his fingers around the tail of the arrow buried in his own shoulder blade. Snap! He broke it off and did not flinch. Blood spread down his back. He brought the broken shaft up and licked his own blood off the end with his tongue. Old Shen stared. "This man is not ordinary," Master Luong said quietly. "He is under a spell." Tuok was still standing where old Jing had pulled him. His whole body was shaken. He stared at the figure who had just stood up from the ground. His face was blank in a way that was worse than any expression. Bao looked at him. "Tuok, what's wrong?" "Get up." Tuok raised one trembling finger and pointed at the man standing in front of them. The man whose eyes shone red. The man who has just broken an arrow out of his own body without a sound. Tuok said, Kuong, that's you. That's really you. You're still alive." The other 3 went rigid. Kuong, the name they had heard Tuok speak before. The close friend who had gone into this forest nearly 2 years ago and never come out, whose grandfather, an amulet master, had died mysteriously in the aftermath of the group's capture. No one had believed Kuong had survived the Mist Village, and yet here he was. The recognition in Tuok's eyes was absolute. This was no mistake. But Tuok's recognition changed nothing. Kuong was not Tuok's friend anymore. He had no emotions, no memory, no name for what he had once been. Inside his mind, there was only one command, given to him by someone far away. Kill everyone in front of you. Tuok stepped forward. Kuong. It's me. It's Tuok. I'm so glad you're alive. Luong's mouth split into a grin that had nothing human left in it. He. He. You must die. His eyes flashed red. Master Luong stepped quickly in front of Tuak. Stop. He is not your friend anymore.